Hey everyone and welcome to another TFT video. Today we are gonna be talking about how to roll down on level 7 at stage 4-1. I know most of us hate the level 7 roll down and the RNG that comes with it, but we can all agree that right now this is the hardest part of our TFT games since we need to make many decisions in a very limited time. While we explain the ins and outs of the roll down, I have prepared some footages of challenger level 7 roll downs with notes so we can understand how the pros make their decisions. So, each time we roll, we have to consider things such as: is this chosen the appropriate to commit to a certain comp? Do my items fit this chosen, and if not, could I work around to make them work? Does anything in the current shop make my board stronger? Should I stop rolling once I have my chosen? Is my board stable enough to carry me through stage 4? These decisions have to be made in the 30 seconds roll down window, so I would say these 30 seconds are the most difficult and at the same time the most defining seconds of our games. I know, I hate it as well that the whole game is decided almost exclusively by the level 7 roll down, but it is what it is. So let's see how we make the most out of it. First, what are the most common mistakes we do while we roll down that can cost us the match? There are players that very correctly sell their early chosens before wolves, and while they roll down they don't get to replace with a mid to late game chosen just because they didn't hit their dream one. Getting a chosen during the roll down is almost essential because chosens are very strong and it's very difficult to stabilize through stage 4 without one. The main reason why we roll on level 7 is the 4 cost chosen probability. Any 4 cost chosen will most likely stabilize your board, and even if your items don't match the given chosen, it can still stabilize you without griefing your economy, so you can level to 8 healthy and maybe replace it with another if you cannot make a comp around it. Another mistake players do in their roll down is that they don't know when to stop rolling. So I do have a strong front line, let's say I have 4 brawlers, and at the start of my roll down I am blessed with a chosen talon. What I have seen many people do is keep rolling to get a Sen or maybe a lucky Yone, but that's really not a good idea. If your front line is strong, maybe 2-star brawlers or vanguards or whatever, you really don't have to grief your economy just to get copies of your ideal champions. What you need once you hit your carry chosen is a strong board to support it. Not to get to your late game comp at level 7, remember level 8 roll down is where you want to get your late game comp online. On level 7, you want to roll down as much as you need to stabilize in order to get to level 8, and that's it. Last common mistake I see all the time is not getting units that can stabilize you and just tunnel to your dream champions even if they don't get to make your board stronger at that point. What I mean is that if you get rid of your 2-star front line in order to get 1-star Sen and Irelia on the board, you're just gaming your own game. Tunneling into your final comp on level 7 is what makes most players bleed out in stage 4. There are even players that skip like S+ tier 4 cost chosens, like chosen Jhin for example, just because they have enlightened talon in mind. Remember, on level 7, you don't want to get your late game comp online, you need a strong chosen, if that's a carry even better, and a strong front line to support it. Then, during stage 4, you can pick all the supporting champions, and on level 8 roll down you finalize your comp and get to the late game. Now that we got the mistakes out of the way, let's see what we should actually aim for while rolling down, which chosens to pick and whether we should replace them on level 8 or keep them. Ideally, we shouldn't have to roll at all after stage 4-1 and until level 8 at 5-1. So I have ranked 4 cost and some 3 cost chosens, and let me explain how the ranking came up. S+ tier chosens are instant pick, you can build S tier comps around them and will most likely net you top 4, especially if you find them in your level 7 roll down. S tier chosens are also very strong, they can be built into endgame comps, but their trait might not be ideal. Still, buy them instantly since they are a huge power spike for stage 4. A tier chosens can be used in most mid-game builds. They can also be used in late game setups, but replacing them is okay if you got the goal to roll down on level 8. Remember, it's okay to keep them until the end of the game, just they don't build into the strongest meta comps like the chosen above. B tier chosens, I would stay away from them unless I had no choice. In that case, I would get them for stage 4 and replace them ASAP once on level 8. Now, let's see the reasoning behind these picks. Best late game comps that rely on 4 cost champions are Enlightened Talon, Dusks, Adept Hunters, and Cultists. For the first build, assuming you get an Assassin or Enlightened Talon, you can either drop Pike or Jaina on level 8 for another legendary 2-star. If you get Dazzler Morgana, you can either drop Lux for a legendary or go for 4 Dazzlers with Ezreal on level 9. That last option is great if you are against stacked Ashe or Mirror Talon. With Enlightened Morgana again you can drop Jaina for another legendary. 6 Enlighten isn't very good since it doesn't bring much to the table and you have to use Nami or Fiora, both very weak options in the late game. Adept Sen is one of the best Chosens you can get on your roll down and any trade can do, and Adept Irelia is also great since Adept 4 is a unicorn trait, totally disabling any AD without QSS. About our second build, Dusks are also very flexible when it comes to Chosens, best being Dusk Riven and Cassiopeia since they enable 6 Dusk easily. A bit weaker options are Keeper Riven if you get her try to optimize towards 4 Keepers with Kennen and Azir, Aatrox and Jhin both traits if you can get Cultist versions, drop a Cultist for a 2-star legendary, and the less effective but still acceptable option Mystic Cassiopeia for 4 Mystic variation. For Adept Hunters you can use any of the Adept Chosens, aka Sen or Irelia, but I would advise going for Hunter Chosen, with Ashe being the absolutely best, then Warwick and then Kindred. So I wouldn't go for Adept Hunters unless I had at least a Hunter Chosen. Lastly, Cultist can use any Cultist Chosen, with Jhin being the best followed by Aatrox. This build is only viable as 9 Cultists in the very late game, so Cultist Chosen is a must. With all the above in mind, in order to pick your endgame build, you will have to consider the items you got, the Chosen you were given and your economy. I repeat, and I know it's getting tiresome, but the level 7 roll down is not the way to get to your late game comp. It's essential though to power spike with 3 or 4 cost Chosen, and to strengthen your board in order to stabilize in stage 4 and get to level 8 healthy to roll down for your late game composition. So that's it for the level 7 roll down. Thank you guys so much for watching, I hope this helps you with the roll down struggle. Whether you agree or not, share your experience and knowledge with us in the comment section below. As always, your insight is what makes me and my audience better. If you like this video, take a second to subscribe, like and hit that notification bell, and I will see you all in the next one.